They look like big, good, strong hands, don't they? I always thought that's what they were.
Do you guys like sandwiches? I like sandwiches. I had 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches today. They were pretty good. The news I have to tell you today is kind of like a sandwich with mystery meat in it. And we all know that mystery meat can go one way, where you feel good on the inside, or it can go the other way.
I don't feel so good.
With that said, let's go ahead and jump into this sandwich. First thing I want to talk about here is that big update that we're going to get posted by Solid Age. There's a big update coming in December with over 1,300 fixes in it. This is like one of those Baldur's Gate 3 patches where every patch is like 1,000 fixes in it. This is going to be on this like nice top thin layer. But let's go ahead and jump into the meaty bits, that mystery meat.
Subscribe!
And that's going to be in the patch notes that's coming this week. So this patch is going to be the first patch that they diverged from PlayStation due to the transition of services from Digital Extremes to Airship. And the publisher has control of first-party accounts, so in Airship's case, they are unable to update PlayStation. This is entirely out of their control, and they do apologize for the inconvenience to their PlayStation players. I'm one of those PlayStation players. You know, I play on PlayStation while I'm streaming or when I'm recording footage. I do have a PC account, and I guess I'm going to have to just hop on that, dust off my PC, get the can of air, spray out the inside, so all this stuff will run smooth and we can get more content out for you guys in that way. So it says PlayStation players will be able to play as normal, but unfortunately, they will not receive this patch or play crossplay with PC until we are able to upload patches, and that is after this patch drops. As soon as we are able to update the PlayStation version, we will. Of course, in chat and the Wayfinder general, people had a lot of questions to say, but Sorrow has put everything together in the Dev Tracker channel, and we're going to go over that real quick. So the patch works right now, but once it goes live, there's no more crossplay in it. They disable cross-save for new accounts, but if you have stuff on PlayStation and you're playing on Steam and you already have cross-save enabled, you should be good. It's just that new accounts won't be able to cross-save. So why is PlayStation 5 and PS4 getting a delayed update? It says that PlayStation has a different process where they have to approve it. This delay is because they literally have no access to upload these builds, and that access lives with the publisher or Digital Extremes. They said it's entirely out of their control and that they are in contact with Sony and DE, but it's on them at this point. We hope it's sooner. They hope it's sooner rather than later, but they can't confirm that at this time. Now, somebody asked, like, why does it have to be separate? Why can't they do it at the same time? How come PC gets it first? And the answer to that from Solid Age is with PC, if we release something and it's broken at a fundamental level, we press a single button on the back end and revert it back to the previous patch. That isn't an option at all on PlayStation. So that's why we do our rollouts on PC first, then PlayStation about an hour later. In this scenario, we'd be delaying, and if something breaks, everyone would be SOL. Does that mean PC is beta testing it? Yes, kind of in a way, but that's how it's been. Sir Snarf says that right now, our priority is to make meaningful changes to the game and add highly requested features as quickly as possible. We are actively working with DE to get the PlayStation publishing squared away as quickly as possible, but at the moment, that isn't in our direct control, so we don't want to have all of the PC players suffer because of that. Once we get the PS publishing rights, it will be a quick catch-up. And then Solid Age wants to make sure that you still can play the game. You're not going to get booted from the game. You just won't get these recent patch updates. And I'm hoping they have it squared away by that big early December patch. It seems like something that would be really good. Like 1,300 fixes is something that every player should be able to have. Sir Snarf also says, but not going to spew some corporal BS about how quickly this will be resolved or any empty promises. This is important to us. We know it's important to y'all, and we are going to do everything in our power to fix it. But this is an unorthodox situation, and we don't have a defined timeline. So yeah, this isn't usual where publishers just kind of drop a person and the people can still make their game. Normally it's like the publisher drops the team and the game gets canceled. So this is one of the first things, a unique situation for sure. It still sucks though. We're not gonna downplay that it sucks. It sucks, especially when I get ready to read these patch notes. So let's go and jump into these patch notes that we're gonna get. It says players can now respec affinities and resources spent will be refunded. That alone by itself is huge. How many different build variations that we'll be able to try out with being able to respec affinities that we weren't able to respec before. They've added cooldowns to ability icons. The Talon of Pyre should no longer become unresponsive during its final phase. They've increased accessory limit from 100 to 125. Increased reward tower XP for hunt completion by 1,625%. Note, the old XP values that are live now included a bug. While this number is high and you will see gains, it isn't as astronomical as it reads on paper, which means it was like negative 1,300 before. Fixed an issue where pre-made parties weren't able to leave expeditions and hunts before the travel timer reached 0. Fixed an issue with the Caged Bird Scenes quest where players could not craft a gloom trace. Fixed an issue where torches could be duplicated in a gloom collapse. And they fixed an issue where gold mutator wasn't spawning gold piles. But these first few things, the respecking affinities, getting your resources spent back, the increased accessory limit to 100 to 125, even though it's not really a lot, right? And a Talon of Pyre no longer becoming unresponsive during its final phase. Those are huge things that a lot of people had issues with, for sure. And PlayStation won't be able to experience that until they can get the patch out. So there's a sandwich. How did you guys feel about it? Was it tasty? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel for this long video that's upcoming in a couple of weeks, going over the 1,300 patch notes that we're going to get for the early December update. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.